everybody, and welcome to this week's episode of Powerful Stuff, your one-stop shop for inner and outer connection. And this week, I wanted to talk about when you're not sure what to do, invest in yourself. This is one of my favorite expressions and something that I've given a lot of clients advice on recently, and also, walk the walk, talk the talk, taken the advice myself straight from the horse's mouth about what to do when you can't decide. When we can't decide something, it can feel paralyzing, right? We can seek and search for the answers outside of ourselves. We can try to guess what someone else is thinking. We can also future trip. We can spiral. We can say, what if I take this route and then this happens and then this happens and then this happens? Or what if I do this completely other separate route and then this happens and then this happens and then this happens? We get future tripping and then we spiral and then the pressure mounts and then it's so crazy and we feel so stressed out. And then it kind of feeds this vicious feedback loop because then that's what our nervous system knows. So then we create more anxiety around that by talking about it to others, sitting in our bed or marinating in it. Anyways, you get the idea. It can get out of hand really quickly. And then the decisions can feel absolutely daunting. And then we're in fight or flight and freeze. So what do we do? Okay. Well, I kind of already gave it away at the beginning, a spoiler alert, if you will. What to do when we can't decide. We invest in ourselves. And you probably have heard me, for all you loyal listeners, for all you powerful stuffers. Is that what we're calling each other? Like the daddy gang? So call her daddy, powerful stuffers. I feel like there was another one that I came up with, but we'll workshop it together. All of that's to say, when you're not sure what to do, invest in yourself. What I mean by this is the answer is not outside of ourselves. It is within ourselves. And when we try to figure out the answer, we create a flurry, a tornado around us, or it's like that duck floating in the water, just frantically like kicking its feet, kicking, and it's not getting anywhere. And it's like, help, SOS. Um, but all of that is to say, what is the most powerful, what is the most important instead is to actually slow down. I know this is like so simple advice. I say might not seem sexy to the average listener, but it's so simple and it's so profound. And maybe that's the sexiness. The sexiness isn't the simplicity, but we slow down and say, okay, where am I looking for the answer outside of myself? And how can I return to the present moment? What would make me feel good in this moment? And there's a few things that we can do to get here. And the first one is noticing that it's happening, right? Noticing that we're trying to pontificate completely unknowable answers in the future. We're trying to control, and our mind is trying to control, and our inner child is trying to control because that black or white thinking, that binary thinking, that either this or that is what, makes us feel safe. So even just by slowing it down, noticing that it's going on, you are already winning. You are already a winner. And the second step is like, what do I need right now? Checking in with your inner child. What reassurance do they need right now? Can you remind them after you empathize with them? I know it's hard. I know it's scary, or I know it's uncertain. How can you remind them we've been in uncertainty before? We can do it again. And then I'm just throwing all the tools at you guys this evening because I know you can handle it. But what I like to do then is go on an acceptance rampage. What do I accept about the other person? If there's another person involved, I accept that they said this. I accept it made me feel this way. I accept they didn't do this. I accept that makes me feel really hurt, or like with a job opportunity you didn't get or whatever the circumstance might be. I accept this. I accept this. I accept this. I accept this. From that place of acceptance, then you can say, what is my choice? What is my choice now? What do I have full ownership to do now from my own sovereignty, right? And when we stop kind of trying to control something or holding on to an expectation or a hope, we can actually move forward with clarity. So acceptance plus choice, after we've kind of empathized, talked to our inner child, what do you need? And what do you need for me to do to help you feel restored, recentered, recalibrated? And sometimes, by the way, it's doing the acceptance plus choice, but it's also like I'm going to completely step away and take my foot off the brake or foot off the gas of trying to decide or bulldoze this through. And I'm going to do something that makes me feel restored or that puts me back in my play. I think the first step is getting to baseline, making your nervous system feel okay. So maybe it is like taking a long sleep. Maybe it is going for a long walk or a long bath or cooking a nourishing meal, doing something that's going to help you feel regulated. And then what is something that's going to put me and my inner child at ease and in play? Maybe it's also like, yeah, going on an inner child date, picking up your guitar, uh, you know, going for a rollerblade, doing something that's like, I'm investing in myself. I am filling my own cup. I'm showing my inner child that you don't need to prove or do or achieve to be able to relax or have fun or enjoy. Right? And so that's why I say when you're not sure what to do, invest in yourself because the more that you step into your own being, because I've talked about this a lot before, and Hoffman talks about it a lot of be, do, have. First, get into your being state where you're most fully feeling embodied, then do from that place, and then you end up having the thing, right? So instead of doing to have the answer, and then you think you'll be happy or satisfied, focusing on the being. How can I fix my own energy? How can I show up this way for myself? And then doing like the acceptance and choice exercise, um, which I have a whole podcast on acceptance plus choice, radical responsibility and ownership and creation of your dream life, guys. But how can I first be and fill my own cup and then do from that place? And we'll find that it's counterintuitive, but when you're trying to find an answer to something, when you kind of say, Jesus, take the wheel, you put your hands up and it made me think of Miley Cyrus' song, "Put my hands up, playing my song, butterfly fly away," and you're nodding your hips like, "Yeah." Anyways, so you could totally do that. In fact, putting on Party in the USA is probably an excellent idea. Nice little throwback, little Call Me Maybe, a little Carly Rae Jepsen. But anyways, I went from USA to Canada, with some of the classic hits of my college experience. But all that to say, once you nourish yourself, get yourself out of fight or flight, self-soothe, what's something that you can do to invest in yourself, to show yourself, I don't need to prove or try to bulldoze through or figure this out. I can choose to feel good right now. And then when I choose to feel good right now and to focus on what I need to get there, we're sending a high self-worth signal to our subconscious. We're saying, you deserve to feel good regardless. And then when you do that, that builds self trust with your inner child of like, you've got them, you're going to help them, you're going to make them, know that you're around for their comfort. And then that's going to strengthen the self trust channel. And as you strengthen the self trust channel, guess what? The next step becomes clear. And then the next step after that. And then the next step after that. And then the next step after that. And next thing you know, the answer has come to you so effortless. You didn't have to grasp it. You didn't have to force the other person to tell you like what you needed. You know, clients ask me all the like this all the time, like, should I stay in this relationship? Or I don't know, like, and will this person want to do this with me in the future? And it's like, well, if you're not doing stuff that's going to make you feel good right now, like it's impossible to know like how you and this other person, if you're meant to be in the future. Focus on doing the things that are going to make you feel good now and start living that ideal scene with yourself right now and see if the other person rises up to meet you there. See if they end up taking those aligned steps, within the relationship as you are, not waiting for them to become the partner you want, but you are being the partner you want, for yourself first and foremost. And I'm not going to lie to you guys, I had to take my own advice for this past week of when you're not sure what to do, invest in yourself. I as well got in um, a little situation, a little moment in time, a little kerfuffle, as one will, with my husband, as we all go through it with our relationships. And, as the Gottmans say, learn to fight better or build back stronger. So rather than, and I was talking to our couples coach about this, and she's saying men actually are, um, more inclined to like they can switch on and off really quickly and they can have a fight and then instantly reconnect. Whereas women, it actually takes longer to get aroused and also longer after a fight to cool down. And it's just kind of how we're biologically wired. So rather than try to, which I initially tried to do after our disagreement, push through and accept his bid for connection right away when I was still feeling activated. Um, you know, I initially tried to do that. It actually didn't feel in alignment and it actually made me feel um, more drained and less connected. So I had to be honest with myself and be like, okay, let me actually recalibrate, take some solo time, go do Pilates, do stuff with friends that make me feel good, journal, play guitar, and then like tell him I'm going to reconnect with him after this, after I do these things to make myself feel good, to kind of like be my own partner that I want him to show up as, that I want me to show up as. And so it was taking these things to invest in myself. And I did it in many ways, like with our couples coach. Um, and yeah, in movement, in friendship, in my own creative pursuits. And that's when the answer feels more clear than trying to force something. So, all of that's to say, to recap, guys, first step is just like knowing that you're doing the right thing by asking, okay, am I trying to control the answer? Or what can I do right now to slow down, to stop future tripping? And what can I do to re regulate? First and foremost, what does my inner child need? First and foremost, re regulate. Secondly, what can I do to invest in myself that will make me feel nourished? Or that, and if I can, if once I feel nourished, once I feel recalibrated, if I could even add some levity, some playfulness to that, because then you're really in creation mode when you're in playfulness, you're in presence. I've made so many podcasts and talk about play is power all the time, but when you're in playfulness and presence, that's magnetic. That's also like, yeah, when you're tapped into your like highest form of creator energy. And then from that place, you can do a little acceptance and choice. What do I accept about the situation? And what is my choice? Where do I go from here? And so the funny thing is when we notice ourselves, future tripping on a choice or wanting, or we're waiting because we feel like we've given someone else the power in a decision and we don't know how it's going to turn out. That's when we need to slow down, pause, and call all of that energy back to ourselves. Okay, let's do a little meditation around it. Go ahead and find a comfortable seat and close your eyes. Take a deep breath in. Open mouth, exhale, sigh it out. Stick your tongue out, just shake it out, letting out all of the confusion, anxiety, weight, pressure you've been putting on yourself. One more, just like this. Exhale, let it out. And then as you turn your gaze inward, just noticing where you've been starting to feel ungrounded or unclear about a decision. Maybe it's with someone else, maybe it's about a circumstance, but you're really feeling paralyzed about what to do. And just noticing where you feel it in your body, with the contraction in your body, notice where you feel that tension. And can you breathe a little more space into it? Can you breathe a little more curiosity into it? Just asking your younger self, what are they feeling paralyzed about in this situation? Just acknowledging. What are their fear stories? Just letting them speak. No judgment, not attaching yourself to it. And asking them what do they need to release their grip of control, but know that they're safe in the gray area with you. Letting them know no matter what happens with this decision, you're there with them, you're not going anywhere. And reminding them a few other times where there was a big decision and it all worked out. And you didn't control, when you actually loosened your grip and surrendered. Imagine holding your inner child's hands and almost like you're both free falling together into a cloud, and the cloud is holding you as you free fall. But you're feeling that rush together as you completely unwind, relaxing into the gray area, uncertainty. Feel that allow you to start to expand your inhales and exhales, feeling that expansion, literally feeling yourself expand as you free fall into that trust. As you free fall, imagine looking up at the sky and getting a vision of what it looks like for you to pour energy into yourself right now, for you to invest in yourself right now. And feeling that start to switch on this energy, this excitement in your heart, this excitement in the heart of your inner child, feeling yourself invest in yourself, building that self trust. And as you're free falling, feel yourself softly land on a bed of grass. It's your inner child on one side, and you look up and you see your highest self in the sky, your omniscient, all knowing self who's always been watching over you. And just asking them for the perfect thing to do, the perfect next step to invest in yourself, not needing to know the answer to this thing, but trusting that as you do this thing for yourself, the next step will become clear, and the next step after that. What is that perfect next step? Thanking, thanking your highest self, thanking your inner child, breathing into this love for yourself by even taking this time to do this meditation. Uncover these answers. Thanking yourself. Take a deep breath in. Open mouth, exhale, sigh it out. Another breath in. Exhale, release. Opening your eyes, coming back into this space. And then just writing down, what does your inner child need? Reminding them, maybe writing them a letter of the times you've been in an uncertain situation before and it's worked out. Your commitment to them, what you're going to do to re-regulate. And then also, what is that commitment, that thing you're going to do to invest in yourself this week? Releasing the need for an answer, trusting in the next step. I'm proud of you for the surrender. It's not easy, but surrender builds self-trust, and self-trust taps you into your intuition. And guys, how literally powerful is that? That's powerful stuff right there. I hope to see you if you live in LA this Friday for Best Morning Ever, doing it with Daily Basis. My former roommate, Sophie Allen, has started a hormonal supplement company for women with her co-founder, Izzy. They'll be sampling these daily basis at our Best Morning Ever. And my upgrade client, Michelle Schindler, who's an amazing hairstylist, she will be doing Inner Sense scalp massages. And the first 20 people to arrive on Friday get a goodie bag for Inner Sense. So it's going to be a powerful Best Morning Ever at 7:30. It's our second to last one of the season. And if you are wanting to invest in yourself, in kind of your self-inquiry, your self-trust, your self-worth, we start the final ever upgrade, that my last ever high-touch group coaching program on Wednesday, 5 p.m. We already have an incredible group of women in it. If you're feeling the ping to that and you want a quick turnaround to just get in that group container, reach out to me. I'm also taking a few more one-on-one clients in 6 and 12 pack sessions before I go on maternity leave at the end of December. So if you're curious on that, again, I'll be shifting out of coaching and more into speaking in the spring. So definitely shoot me a message and let me know how your decisions this week go for your, or not even decisions, but the investment in yourself, not by default helping the decision become clear. I will see you next week for more powerful stuff. Hey, you. Thank you for coming on this powerful journey with me. I hope it was as powerful for you as it was for me. And if it was, it would mean the world to me if you rate, review, and subscribe to Powerful Stuff so I can keep bringing you the goods. We can keep going on this transformative journey together. And if there's powerful stuff that you want to share with me, with the Powerful Stuff community, tag us on Instagram at That's Powerful Stuff or The Meredith Baker. And I look forward to seeing you next week for more powerful stuff.